Well, welcome to the third of 7 videos looking at what are the project management process groups and what are the knowledge areas. And what we're going to do in this third video is continue our exploration of the knowledge areas. And we're going to go ahead and start out with looking at cost management. You've got 3 principal components here. Your labor rates. What are you paying for your internal labor? What are you paying through contracted labor or contracted services? And then what are your capital outlays in terms of equipment that are going to be necessary to complete a particular project? This is really a kind of limited look at this. We're going to spend a lot more time on cost management when we get to planning. But I do want to, what you should take from this is that it is one of the 10 knowledge areas, and we're definitely going to spend more time digging into it a little bit later on. All right, let's talk a little bit about quality management. We'll start off with a definition, always a great place to start. It's really got 3 components. This idea that the deliverable is fit for use, that it meets all of the client expectations, and that it's delivered on time, within budget, and according to client specifications. And of course, you'd be sitting there going, come on, Dr. Carver, of course it's going to do these things. But you got to remember, in the press, and you'll see in a lot of other areas, we've got to delight the customer. And that's a laudable goal, but in the case of quality management in this program as a knowledge area, meeting all client requirements is actually a pretty high bar. And if you think of these 3 components of the definition, keep in mind that only 30% of IT projects are successful. 70% fail. 70% don't meet these criteria. So while you may perceive this as a low bar, it's actually a very high bar. Only the minority, 30% of projects are successful and meet all of these requirements. All right, let's move forward and talk a little bit about the types of quality. There are 2 types. One's the process, and the last bit is the deliverable, the product. So process quality is looking at the whole project management process and all the different steps and phases you're going to go through, and did you do those correctly, and did you produce the right deliverables out of those, and are those deliverables at the right level of quality to deliver the right product to the customer. And the last bit, of course, is the actual deliverables that are coming from the project, and being delivered to the customer or the client. Quality management really consists of 3 components: planning, assurance, and control. People sometimes get that assurance and control component confused, so be careful as you're working through this and looking at quality and these components. Well, let's dig into each of these 3. Quality planning is where you're going back out and you're building a plan. You're looking at a number of different inputs, such as environmental factors and organizational assets, the culture actually within the organization, a project overview statement that you're going to build, and the project management overarching plan. And the intent here is to set yourself up for success. Answer 3 questions. How are the quality policies going to be met? What are the metrics that can be used to measure that quality? And do you have a process improvement program to continually improve your process? When we get to quality assurance, what you're really trying to do is show compliance to the plan. All right? And there are a couple of different ways you can do that. There are 3 of them listed there, but you're really just trying to check and make sure that you have compliance to the actual plan. Whereas quality control, and this is a little bit of recursion, but it's monitoring of the project management monitoring process. Okay? So that's the intent for looking at quality control, looking at quality assurance, looking at the quality planning. And at the end of the day, you want to go back and be able to deliver a product that's fit for use, meets all client requirements, and is delivered on time, within budget, and according to client expectations. All right, well, very good. This brings us to the end of this short video. This looked at 2 of the knowledge areas. We looked at cost management. We looked at quality management. And what we'll do during the next video is continue this exploration by looking at human resource management as one of the 10 knowledge areas. So keep on studying, keep on learning, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.